Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Danganronpa V3, where we've had to argue people coming back from the dead and being murderer.
Smoogie looked like a zombie while she was talking about that.
Yes. Spirits killing during a seance, and I think we're back on track now, so let's see.
I think it'll last like 5 turns. That's it.
Let's see what we got.
All right.
A proper reason.
All right. I'll give you a reason.
What you got?
Is there a reason?
Yes, there is. Will you trust me, Maki? If it turns out I'm wrong, you can blame me all you like. But for now, I need you to trust in my detective work.
You go, Shuichi. I believe in you. I don't believe Tenko would kill herself because of what she said. See you guys after the seance. She said, see you guys after. I doubt she had a sudden change of heart. Just because we don't know how she was killed doesn't mean that it was suicide. We shouldn't be satisfied with that, and if we keep thinking, we'll find the truth. And that means we have to believe in Tenko. I'll make them all believe. Alright, there we go.
Hangman's Gambit? No.
Not have to. Alright, so what do we got? Tenko's last moments.
Suicide seems to be the best explanation.
In a crouched position. The injury on the back. It's the back of her neck.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person!
But if
That I
Tenko
agree with.
did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle.
I don't think so.
And then stabbed herself with it!
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
No, the positioning of the sickle is like wrong. Everyone thinks Tenko committed suicide, but only because they're latching on to the easiest answer. You're right, we do need to lie. I hate that I can't see what the lie is though
Suicide seems
until
to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her.
I got it. Tenko
So
died
she
instantly.
hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person!
I think we're gonna lose.
Tenko did commit suicide. It would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle. And then stabbed herself with it!
Finally, with the last of her strength.
I'll reveal the truth. Tenko couldn't have thrown the sickle under
That's
the floor.
why Kokichi's like you told Maki that about trusting.
Because she died instantly.
Instantly?
I'm certain of it. My investigation determined that she died instantly.
What's your opinion, Maki? I'd like to hear from someone who specializes in murder.
Maki.
You're right. I completely forgot about that important detail. Tenko died instantly.
What?
As an assassin, I specialize in killing my targets swiftly. I have no doubt that Tenko was killed immediately.
Words of a true killer. Pretty sure we can believe everything she said.
Uh-huh. Thank you, Maki.
How could you forget that, Maki Roll? You better apologize to Shuichi.
Hey, no, shut up.
Excuse me?
It's okay, Kaito, really. No apology necessary. Anyway, Tenko died so suddenly that she couldn't have gotten rid of the sickle. Knowing that, the theory that she killed herself just doesn't fit, correct?
Just like I thought. Tenko wouldn't commit suicide.
Thank goodness, Himiko.
Which means someone definitely killed Tenko during the seance.
Yep.
Her suicide was considered because we could not determine how she was killed.
No, they're...
Did any of the if you know something...
All right. There must have been a way. We're going to figure it out. Did any of the participants witness anything peculiar during the seance? If you know something, please speak up. It would be the key to solving this mystery. Not a bad idea. We should remember what happened at the seance. Let me try to remember. I'm sure there's something. I need some kind of clue that will help me solve this mystery.
Gonna be the thunk noise. Sound.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance? There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed.
No.
The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed.
Wait, no.
How utterly strange.
Now that I think about it, while we were all singing the song, I heard something fall.
That's it.
What?
You miss.
I'm more concerned about how dark it got in there. I mean, it was totally pitch black. My job was to relight the candles. Moving along the walls was seriously tough.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance? There is something that bothers me.
Uh-huh.
The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed. How utterly strange.
It failed
Now that I
because
think
she was
about
dead.
While
Right.
we were all singing the song, I heard something.
There you go.
I agree. Himiko, you think that something fell because of that sound you heard, right?
It sounded like something heavy fell down and hit the floor really hard. What could have fallen down?
Fallen down? There wasn't anything on the ceiling that could have fallen down, right?
Correct.
Am I wrong? I thought something fell, but
The sound was pretty loud. It did seem like something hit the floorboards.
A loud sound like something hit the floorboards. The other thing that happened in the dark. Oh, good grief.
God, there's so many.
One of the cross pieces that support the loose floorboards in the room, the seance was held in. The only portion that supports the floorboard was cut off. It wasn't broken naturally. It looks like someone had purposely cut it. It's kind of... I wish I could, like, get rid of things as I'm saying, alright, this is useless. What's the question even? What caused the sound that was heard during the seance?
Go find the sickle.
No, I didn't think so.
I was wrong.
Well, I tried.
I think it has to do with this.
I was wrong.
Her body hitting the floor. It's the only thing else I can think of.
Oh, maybe I picked the wrong...
Tenko's last moment.
The loose floorboard. That's the thing.
Oh, okay.
This is it.
That's what I was looking for. I got that mixed
I
up
think
with
the
cross piece.
floorboard coming off had something to do with that sound. That floorboard came loose at some point during the seance, right?
would the floorboard have made such a loud sound, though?
It was the sound of an intense impact.
If the impact was that intense, then it could have loosened the floorboard.
That is true. There would have had to be a strong impact to make that sound. But what was it? What could it possibly be?
All right, then. Let's go with that. We all gotta put our heads together now.
What?
Right? I think, like...
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Here we go.
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
Nope.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hide under floor. Then stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
A floorboard that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
Oof.
Don't be stupid. Don't you know me and balls are the best of friends?
I agree with that statement. What would have made a strong enough impact to knock the floorboard loose? If I think about everyone's testimony and combine it with the facts.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
There we go.
I agree. Kokichi is right. The floorboard came loose because someone stomped on it.
But floorboards fit perfect. Going to make sure first time we go to empty room.
When we first saw the room, yes. But when I looked again during the investigation, one of the cross pieces supporting the floorboards was cut off. After examining the cut, I concluded that it must have been done deliberately.
Someone? You mean the culprit, right? Why'd they do that?
What did the culprit stand to gain by cutting the cross piece?
What did they stand to gain? That's the question. So in this case, I'll need to think carefully about the cross piece and the floorboard. Tenko's body was at one end of the loose floorboard, and the cross piece that had been cut was on the other end of the floorboard. The unsupported part was outside the cage, so it could have been stomped on. Only one of the cross pieces was cut, the other two were intact. One of them was right under Tenko. The other was in the center, right about where the edge of the cage was. What was the culprit attempting to achieve by stomping on the floorboard? Come on, think.
Oh, goody.
Oops. Oop, no. Oh, wait. Oh, really? I actually don't know what they're going for at all.
Either. Seesaw.
Ah, yeah, there you go. I was confused by the fact that it says, like, anagram. Do they always do that?
I don't know. There's another E.
Yeah, I can't find that.
I think it's up at the top.
No, there it is.
There's the C. And then the T's
T's,
coming.
yep.
Okay.
I thought I had it until I saw the anagram thing.
That's right. The floorboard might have been used as a seesaw.
Huh? A seesaw?
The cross piece at one end of the floorboard had been cut off. The other two cross pieces holding up that board were close to the cage. Meaning, if you were to apply force to the end of the floorboard with no cross piece, the next cross piece would act as a fulcrum to turn the floorboard into a lever capable of lifting up Tenko's entire body.
Mm-hmm.
Her whole body lifted up?
Yeah, that sounds like a seesaw, all right. But why bother lifting Tenko's body?
They couldn't have killed Tenko like that, unless they used the sickle.
That's exactly it. Using the seesaw trick, it was possible to kill Tenko with a sickle.
How?
Huh? How?
In order for the culprit to kill Tenko with a seesaw trick, the placement of the sickle is the most important factor.
Floorboard seesaw, the cage, and the blood with the white fabric. What conclusions can I draw from this? There's only one place the sickle could have been that is consistent with the evidence.
It was underneath the floorboard.
Wait, no, wouldn't have been.
In the floorboard.
Wouldn't it have been at the top of the cage?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't get this.
That's it!
Yeah, because the wound was in the back of the head.
The sickle was at the top of the iron cage, with the blade facing down. The reason we didn't see it was because of the fabric covering the cage. Also, the wooden statue kept the blade in place. It's true that the sickle's handle was thick, which made the statue wobble, but the statue's weight kept it from falling over.
How did it get put there?
Once everything was in place, if you stepped hard enough on the seesaw, Tenko's body would have shot upward and hit the blade on the top of the cage.
All right, now I got this.
She was bent over, meaning the sickle's blade would have connected with her neck.
The 6-inch sickle blade wasn't long enough to stab Tenko in her crouched position, but with the floorboard acting as a seesaw, it could compensate for the blade's length.
Bringing the victim to the sickle rather than bringing the sickle to the victim. That's definitely an unorthodox idea.
It's crazy, but it would explain how Tenko got stabbed while she was in the cage.
So the sound we heard was the culprit stomping on the floorboard.
That impact make floorboard come loose.
Looks like we got ourselves a good old-fashioned seesaw homicide. Wait, what the hell's a seesaw homicide? That's fucking crazy!
The craziness is what really makes the killing game fun, you know? They can't get away with murder the normal way, so they gotta think outside the box. Kudos, culprit! You did a great job keeping me entertained.
Indeed. Well played, Himiko.
No, that's wrong.
No.
It was you, wasn't it? The one behind the seesaw homicide.
Huh? Why her?
Because
gonna say
she's
she was
the only
closest.
one capable of carrying out this plan.
Why?
No.
The only one? Why's that?
Because this seesaw homicide required its location to be prepared beforehand.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
By cutting the crosspiece beneath the floorboard, you mean?
Then the culprit would need to lure their victim into the prepared room.
They did all the
That
rooms.
is
Yep.
why you chose that room for the seance. Is
That's
it
what
not,
happened with
Himiko?
Kokichi falling in the floorboards.
Yep. Yeah, Himiko picked the middle room, but that did not matter.
Oh yeah! Himiko was the one who chose the site for the seance!
She likely found out about my plans for the seance somehow.
Nope.
No. Now,
You were quite vocal about
He
the
looks
seance,
really
Kyo.
suspicious.
You even had
Yeah.
instructions for it in your lab.
Our culprit, Himiko, prepared her seesaw trap ahead of time. Then she waited for me to host the seance and suggested the middle room.
Also, she's like the lightest person.
She led us
of
all into
those.
holding the seance right where she wanted it.
I just can't figure out why.
Then, she killed Tenko, all according to plan.
Also, we need to figure out who killed Angie.
Yeah.
That's
So
a
can
lie,
we-
right? Himiko did such a thing?
In the end, Himiko, who Tenko cherished and loved, tragically killed her.
No, that's wrong.
Wait! We don't know that, right? He's wrong, right, Himiko? Himiko would never kill Tenko, right?
Kill Tinko? I killed Tinko?
Himiko?
What's wrong, Himiko?
It is true that using the middle room was Himiko's idea, but does that mean that Himiko really killed Tenko? Would something like that really happen? Something so cruel? Intermission. All right, I think that's a good place to leave it for now. This is probably one of the more like unfocused trials. I just feel like we move, you know, like they always kind of like move in a lot of weird directions, but like this one, I think because of the double murder, we're like jumping back and forth for things that don't seem to really matter.
Also, I'd like to know how that sickle got placed inside there, though.
Yeah, they don't really. I didn't like their explanation. Like, I feel like the size of the sickle is inconsistent, and that's been like throwing me off.
My problem is, so it wasn't in the metal cage because people moved it.
I think it was in the metal.
You would have seen it. It had to have been when the cloth went over it. But how did it stay before the thing was on top of it? Anyways, that's my question.
All right. Anyway, that's going to do it for us. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.